feel like I do. I mean, it's about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a little better than a year, but I know it's been, when's the last time you talked to Scott? How long's it been?
And he called me probably about a month ago, probably.
Yeah, do you remember what that conversation was about?
It was I think the last conversation was about his daughter in that situation.
Okay, and the problem he's got at Bossier City with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has any discussion ever been about, because I know he's suing
He has,
the insurance, both the insurance companies for both, you know, USAA, State Farm, and you. Now, what was your thoughts whenever you found out you were getting sued?
oh, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, but did he tell you at any point, just go with it?
He told me that all the time.
Just go along with it, and I mean, why would you have gone along with it? I mean, did he say I'll pay you, or?
He offered that, and he told me that I'd be fired if I didn't.
Yeah.
He told me that out of his own mouth before.
Yeah. So let's see, let me find this. And I know some of this you've covered with her, but I like to just go back and verify some things. Now that particular letter, that's about.
He typed that out.
He typed that out. Okay, I know you had told Detective Adams that he had typed that out. Do you remember how long after the little bump in over there he brought that to you? Was it pretty quick, or, you know, within a day or two, a week? It wasn't the same day.
Well, there's the.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the date of the wreck. So it, you know, or could it have been later that evening or something?
It may have been the day after.
Yeah. And he brought that to you and said what?
He said sign it and go give it to the Bossier City Police Station.
Okay, so that's what you did. You signed it and took it down there, but you did that because he was more or less holding your job over your head.
Yes, sir.
Saying, you can either go along with me on this, I'll pay you some of what I get, or you can take your chances down the road somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you took that down to Bossier City and gave it to them. Did you ever read over it to see what it said, more or less? I mean, it's just
No,
it's just
really.
one solid sentence of how it thought you were, basically.
I didn't really read it.
You know, yeah.
I mean, I may have scammed over it, but I didn't really read it.
You just didn't read it. Yeah, but at the time you took that down there, you knew that you didn't write the statement.
Oh, I knew I didn't write it from the get-go.
Yeah. So he didn't. Scott had no idea that this is even an issue right now, as far as you know.
Oh, he knows.
Correct.
He knows nothing about me talking to anybody.
Right. Well, now he filed a civil suit, you know, against y'all, which I didn't quite understand.
I don't even know that. I didn't even know that there was a silver.
Yeah. Well, they looked. Apparently, Bossier City looked for you for a while to serve you a subpoena for a deposition.
Mm-hmm.
And did they eventually find you to serve you that subpoena?
Scott called me, and I went up there and got it. But I still haven't even done that. I haven't had time.
Okay, so Scott did call you.
Mm-hmm.
And when did they get you, or when did you get that subpoena? Or when did you find out about it?
I found out probably 2 or 3 weeks before. He told me when they were doing it, but working, I hadn't had the chance, and I kept on forgetting about it. And I said, well, I mean, if they really want me, they'll find me. I mean, I do work. They know where I work at. Bring it up there. You know what I'm saying? But that last time he called me, I just said, okay, I'll go get it. When I went up there and got it, I read through it, seen that he was suing me too, and I called him back. I was mad and told him, hey, what's this? And he told me that's just regular, they do that. They put everybody involved on it.
Okay, so, but when you found out about the subpoena, when you did go up there to get it from him, now, were you still working for him, or had you already left?
I had already left.
Okay, so, and you've been gone for how long now?
Probably 4.5 months, probably.
Okay, so we'll just say 4 to 5 months, somewhere within that window.
Okay.
I mean, that makes it a little easier. 4 to 5 months you've been gone from there. And so sometimes when the last 5 months you went and got the subpoena, so when you picked it up, you questioned him later, you know, hey, why am I named in the lawsuit? And he's just sort of smoothed it over, said that's just standard, you know, since you were driving the vehicle, they just kind of suing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've been debating on whether to come forward or just stay out of it, but
Right. Yeah.
I figured the woman that I'm dating now, she told me, look, because I've told her about it, I've talked to her a lot. She said, look, you either go and talk to him or you will get in trouble for it sooner or later.
Right.
So I said, okay.
But do you know when was there a set date for a deposition, or did you just have a time limit to respond?
I think
to
there's
that?
a time limit. I think I had like 15 days, but I got it. I got it the week right before the holidays.
So right before Thanksgiving sometime.
I believe
So
so.
this Thanksgiving, the one just passed,
Mhm.
just a few weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you're beyond the 15 days now.
Probably so.
So, have you ever thought about maybe, I'm sure there's a phone number somewhere on that subpoena. I mean, have you ever thought about, you know, reaching out to somebody and say, you know, trying to get something set up, or?
I think I looked for a number. I don't think I seen one on it, but
Yeah,
I mean, I may have just scammed over it and didn't really realize it.
right. Well, what were you gonna, if you went for your deposition, I mean, what were your intentions?
Just to say what I said from the get go, what really happened.
Right.
Because I don't lie to the police officers. I don't.
Yeah. Well, did Scott he never addressed that concern that if you got into a deposition?
Oh, he tried to coerce me to tell his side of the story along with mine, and all I did was agree. I never did it.
Right. I
Wasn't
mean,
planning on
to his
doing it.
face, you told him, I'll tell him your version of the story, but in reality, your intentions were to tell the truth.
Correct.
Basically, that's what you're saying, was just to his face and to appease him, you were
Correct.
going to tell the lie
Yes, sir.
that he wanted told. Yeah. Okay. So I would, and you know, I guess I would assume that had you not been contacted by Angela Adams, Detective Adams, you really hadn't intended to come forward, you know, to say that Scott Tubbs was lying about the wreck.
Well, that is correct, actually.
Just gonna kind of let it go. Just kind of let it go.
I was planning on doing the deposition and just saying, you know, I backed into him
Right.
and leave it at that because I really didn't want no part of it. I didn't want to be sitting here in this situation right here. But after talking to her and her telling me what could happen and what I should do and this, that, and another, I decided it'd probably be best to just come forth regardless of what happens.
Right. Yeah, and I know, you know, some people will want to address the fact, namely, you know, Mr. Tubbs and his attorneys, you know, because they're going to say that it's simply you're looking out for your own best interest because you knew exactly what was going on with Scott, and you were just going to try to get some money from him, and so you're being sued now. He's just wanting to try to, you know, lie his way out of it to the police. Maybe I know that's what they're going to say. They're going to say, you know, he's up there talking to them because, you know, he doesn't want to face up to what he's done. But I just want to make it clear that the truth is he wasn't in the car at the time you hit it, right? That's the truth.
That is the truth.
Okay, and you're not up in here in any way just to try to get out of, you're being sued?
No, I'm not up here for that. It's been weighing on my shoulders the whole time.
Yeah.
I haven't liked it the whole time at all.
Okay.
I just haven't. I didn't know the right way about going about doing it.
Right. Well, it's, you know, he seems to, and this is just, I don't know him, you know, I maybe heard some little bits and pieces about, but he seems to have quite a bit of influence, or did, as long as you were around him, you know, had a lot of influence on maybe some of your decisions, you know. I don't know, I guess he just thought maybe, you know, he needs this job, you know, so I can just kind of get him to do what I want him to.
I mean, I was driving his company vehicle too at the time. My vehicle was broke down. I just happened to be in her vehicle at the time of that happening.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean,
he used that against me a lot of the time too.
Yeah. Just look what I'm doing for you. You know,
Yes, sir.
I'm taking care of you. I'm giving you a job, something to drive, and if you want to let it go, then hit the road and take your chances. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Just kind of holding that over your head. You know, I can't really think anything else.
I just have one question. Did Scott tell you to lie during the deposition? He knew you were going to give a deposition,
Mm-hmm.
and he told you to lie at the deposition?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the only thing I have.
Yeah, but you more or less just told him you would just to appease him.
Yes.
But your intentions were, when you got to the deposition,
Mine.
to tell that you were going to tell the truth about what happened.
My intentions were one of two things: either just continue with the same story that I said, or tell the truth. I was debating. When Angela Adams contacted me,
Yeah.
that's when it pushed me over the edge to
Right.
say something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as it pushed you to the truth, and it just didn't push you into saying something that, you know, just to try to keep yourself out of trouble, you know.
No, if I was to do that, it would have been when I got that deposition, the paper for the deposition.
Yeah.
You know, just that's my honest opinion. You know, just to get out from being sued, that would have been when I found that out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the attorneys and Scott, they know that they're not going to get anything out of you personally. You know, it's just their hopes with the insurance company. Because he's really claiming a lot of injuries and problems. And I think maybe he had some past medical issues or something, or so I don't know exactly what was going on there. I know he had a couple of wrecks. We had actually 3 between May the 12th and June, like the second week in June. He had like 3 within a month. 2 of them, you know, were right down the street from the appliance store over there, down there like Highway 3 and 80, just down across the railroad tracks there from the store. But do you happen to know anything about those 2?
I know of them, but I don't know anything about them.
You just know they happened, and that's it. Okay. So you don't know if anything was kind of fishy about any of that, or anything like that?
I find it fishy that all 3 of them are right there beside each other, but other than that,
That's
I
just a
don't know.
personal opinion. That's not backed up by any fact that you may know. Yeah. What? One other question: did you ever hear him say anything? So about when did you leave down there? 5 months ago.